look, today we'll be checking out Tunari. This is the most toxic friendship ever. Let's get it.
Two best friends since kindergarten who spend most of their day working as groundskeepers at the city park. Mordecai usually comes across as the more sensible and responsible of the two, with Rigby typically being the more chaotic and short-sighted. But judging by the events that go on in this park and the deplorable acts that they do to each other on a very frequent basis, I'm sorry, I have to ask how on earth these creatures have been friends so long. And to be fair, you could probably say this about a lot of best friends in real life. But I don't think we should liken this friendship to any regular IRL friends, all right? Rigby was about to nuke the whole park if he ain't win Mordecai a punch. I'm not saying he's in the wrong, because they was beating the shit out of him over nothing half the time. But you didn't have to do pops like that, bro. Come on. In this video, I would like to go over some of the worst things Mordecai and Rigby have done to each other and maybe answer the question, who was really done the dirtiest over the course of the whole show? I'm sure a few things come to...
Before watching, I'm going to say Rigby. Mordecai, a lot of Mordecai's downfall was his own doing. You know, say Rigby did play too much, but like a lot of Mordecai's downfall was his own wrongdoing. Rigby was deadass low-key being bullied. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna keep it a bean. Rigby was low-key being bullied, bro, just because that nigga was bigger.
Mind instantly. But there's a few more things that I think we should be considering. So let's talk about it.
Talk to me.
Rigby is my favorite character in regular show. But for the first half of the show, it's clear that he was made to be extremely unlikable, which is why the second half of the show made me love him so much more. I think it's awesome to see writers allow a character to grow. But there is absolutely no shortage of examples of Rigby being a terrible person and a fucking idiot. I'm not gonna lie though, look, Mordecai just be punching the shit out of Rigby, dog. Sometimes he definitely has the reason for it, like Rigby will very often slide a snarky ass comment. But 90% of the time, it's because he just enjoys punching the shit out of him and he knows he can't punch back.
Nah, real.
Look! The whole park team will straight up be laughing at Mordecai, but he will only punch Rigby because...
Literally! Because he's just the smallest one. He knows if he punch anybody else, they gonna fucking clean his shit.
He knows if he punch anybody else, he's gonna get slapped. I bring all of this up to provide context for the episode where Rigby fights back and terrorizes everybody in the park, including the park. In this episode, both Rigby and Mordecai learn Death Kwon-Do, mainly the Death Punch and the Death Block. These two moves essentially create an unstoppable force versus immovable object situation that pits them deeper into Earth until lava starts spilling out. But Rigby was liable to nuke the whole park before he gave up, so Mordecai had to admit defeat before that inevitably happens. But it turns out all of this wasn't even like for revenge of getting like punched all those times and getting embarrassed in front of everybody. No, it wasn't because of that. He had the whole park looking like the Shibuya arc just so he could be player one in a video game. And look, my thing is...
Shit, he did do that. Okay, wait, because... Yeah, I don't think it was ever revenge, yeah.
If your issue was with being player 2 against Mordecai in the video game, why did you run up and assault all of your coworkers? That dude, Muscle Man.
For literally no reason. Well, Muscle Man, it's kind of like, he didn't deserve it right here, but sometimes he need a good punching.
And was just trying to do his job. And now he slumped on the ground with his whole stomach, ass, and tits in his face. Where did High Five Ghost go? He punched that nigga so hard he despawned. This is why I have this section on Rigby's part of the video. This nigga was dead ass moving like Sukuna in the Shibuya arc just so he could be player 1 in a video game that he was most likely still gonna get his ass beaten anyway. The second sin that I want to go over happens when Mordecai and the crew are getting ready for a bowling game against the magical elements. Gary, Death, one of the Guardians of Eternal Youth, and a random ass wizard. Just before the game, Death tells Rigby not to forget about their deal. To which Rigby is later forced to tell the rest of the team that he sold all of their souls for a bowling ball. Like, you fucked up when even Pops looks at you like this. I don't think there's ever been a better example of them knowing they're cooked. And they can't do anything about it. Look at Benson, bro. He didn't sign up for this. If Skips didn't come back and clutch up, everybody's life would have been over that night. And it would have been entirely Rigby's fault over a bowling ball. Easily one of the worst things Rigby's ever done. Probably the worst. Another sin I want to talk about happens in free cake. Mordecai and Rigby
Free
really want to
cake,
eat
free
cake from the
cake.
park snack bar, but they can only eat it for free if it's their birthday. It's neither of their birthdays today, but it is Skip's birthday, so they plan to
And then Skip's like, he's been literally saying he doesn't want to celebrate. These niggas are making a whole, they fucking suck.
coerce Skips into getting the cake so they can eat it. To which Rigby suggests kidnapping him. On Skip's birthday, he does a ritual to worship the guardians of eternal youth to keep his immortality. But because Mordecai and Rigby ruined his ritual, the guardians punished Skips by reverting his immortality, causing him to literally rot where he stood. The guardians would not have listened to any of their pleas to change him back, had it not been for the chocolate
All for fucking cake that you don't end up getting anyway.
Cake that they got from the snack bar. But Rigby deadass wasn't trying to hear it. Skip's face was falling off the bone, morphing.
You know what? You're right. Cause he deadass didn't want to give the cake up. Like, nigga, this is your fault, and you still don't want to give up the cake. He's about to die. Nah, you know what? Yeah.
To alchemy dust before Rigby's eyes, and all he had to do was give away the chocolate cake to revert it, and he was still being extremely aggy about it. Thank goodness Mordecai was there, bro. Rigby did not give a single fuck that Skips almost died. He was only concerned about the cake the whole time. I don't even think he looked Skips in the eye as he was dying. Mind you, earlier in this episode, they were looking for cake in the grocery store, found a cake mix, but couldn't get it because it was $1.50. What?
Shit. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, these niggas, some $1.59, and you could have made a cake, but you almost sold this nigga life for a piece of cake that was free. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah.
We done.
What is your cash app, you broke ass nigga? Rigby, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think you've ever not deserved getting punched by Mordecai. If it was for no reason at the time, it was actually for some bullshit you were about to do in the future. I'm sorry, but the way he was fighting Mordecai for this cake early in this episode too, I feel like that was also weirdly out of character for him too. Is that just me? I'm convinced in this episode he would have slapped the shit out of Heihachi Mishima if he didn't let him eat that cake.
Yeah,
you would have thought he didn't have a single thing to eat in literal days. He tackled Mordecai and caught that cake midair. Nigga, have you eaten today? Don't you have food at home? Who am I kidding? They couldn't afford to buy $1.50 cake mix at the store. Of course your broke ass don't have food at home. Now this wasn't something Rigby did to Mordecai, but it was too grimy not to include because Skips is still a coworker and friend. It doesn't seem like it because it's one of the very first episodes of regular show, and I'm sure the direction of Rigby's character was not what it was in later seasons, or episodes for that matter. The last thing I want to talk about for Rigby is exactly what everybody's been waiting for me to bring up. In the regular show movie, it is revealed that while Mordecai and Rigby were in high school, they both applied to the same university, but they were both rejected. This is what Mordecai was led to believe for years, until in season 6, when the movie takes place, Rigby reveals that he found out Mordecai did get accepted, but out of jealousy and fear of losing his best friend, he got rid of the acceptance letter, and in its—
No, I didn't know this. I never watched the movie. Oh, nah. What? For years? We could not be friends. There's no way on God's green earth do I forgive you.
Plays faked a rejection letter, ruining Mordecai's chance at his dream university, completely derailing his life and effectively dooming him to work at a dead-end groundskeeping job where they slack so hard they can't even scrounge up $1.50 to buy fucking cake mix.
Oh, hell no.
At a grocery store. This one isn't even funny, honestly. It's just
that shit's fucked. Cause you got denied? You want to screw up my whole life just so I can be— like what? We never said we weren't gonna be friends no more. That's crazy.
Evil. It's horrifying.
I was saying that Rigby got done the worst, but as of right now, this is OD. He might be the worst. I ain't gonna I used to think Mordecai was the worst motherfucker, and he used to do Rigby dirty, but I never seen this.
This is a level of ruin, a level of messing with somebody's future that someone who hates Mordecai couldn't even dream of achieving. So it coming from his best friend is just insane, man. I almost wish they didn't have Rigby do that in the movie because without it, I feel like they would be more equal in terms of the amount of shitty things they've done to each other but forgave. This will always be looming over Rigby in that debate. among a couple other things. Him being extremely selfish and short-sighted and making dumb decisions is funny when he does stuff like pour gasoline on a fire or something like that. This isn't stupid, it's just recklessly evil. But I don't think this is even close to the worst thing either of them has done.
I mean, together, these niggas still suck, but like, to do that to a friend, I think that's one of the most fucked up shits. Like, genuinely thinking off the top, I don't think there's anything that Mordecai that has done to Rigby that's kind of worse than that a little bit. I mean, he did kill him, but he brought him back. I don't know, maybe.
Mordecai just punched the fuck out of Rigby, dog. I mean, we've already been over this, but I'm going to go over this again. I'm not saying Rigby don't be deserving it sometimes. I'm saying that's not why Mordecai be doing it most of the time. He's treated Rigby like that long before he even knew about the fake letter. This isn't me coming to Rigby's defense. You know, he was a selfish jerk. That was the main reason for why things went wrong for much of the first half of the show. But the second half of the show saw Rigby turn his life around in many aspects of his life. And I bring this up in Mordecai's part of the video because it showed more than anything that Mordecai is really just a nigga that know his life suck ass. And instead of doing something about it, he either mopes or punches down to feel better about himself, even though it's not something he consciously intends for it to do, if that makes sense. To be completely fair though, I see where Mordecai is coming from, but only to a certain extent. Rigby had purposefully ruined Mordecai's chances of going to this college.
But he was already punching down before he knew. Like, yes, Rigby betrayed his... Two things can be true at once, chat. Rigby betrayed his friend and did some foul shit, but you was already punching down before you knew he did that foul shit. So it's like, it's very telling of the type of person you are. Both y'all ain't shit.
After being told that in the second half in the show, that can and will weigh very heavy on anyone's mental. And seeing that person that robbed you of that opportunity do better than you in life, you know, that's heavy. But I don't know, man. I only say to an extent because he was already extremely weird towards Rigby in ways that says more about his character. Example? Okay. Well, this one happens in the latter half of the show. Margaret had recently moved away to attend the university that she got accepted to. Mordecai handled this fairly well until he found her sweater and randomly decided that he wanted to drive 20 hours to this university to return her sweater. That little ass sweater. Rigby in this episode is doing everything he can to not let Mordecai do this so he doesn't become depressed again and starts moping again. And even tags along with Mordecai to make sure that he goes to the post office like he says he will.
Jesus.
He did not go to the post office. All the while on this road trip, Rigby is, just spitting some cold hard truth that Mordecai needs to hear, severely berating him for doing this until Mordecai has enough.
That nigga Mordecai, bro, I've never seen somebody fumble bitches so bad. Like, there's no way you fumble the girl of your dreams so much, and then like, it's like sometimes I feel like she don't even really like her. Like, he don't like her sometimes. She don't like him sometimes. Like, that shit is it's terrible. They're bad for each other, real shit.
Spitting some cold hard truth that Mordecai.
He should have been with the cloud girl, bro. Like, that shit is toxic 101 for both of them.
Mordecai needs to hear, severely berating him for doing this until Mordecai has enough and just kicks him out of the car, leaving him in the middle of nowhere. Y suelte que they were only 2 miles from the university at the time, so Rigby didn't have to travel that far on foot. It's still insanely scummy though. He didn't even end up giving her the sweater.
So you drove 20 hours for nothing? Sorry.
Or even talk to her. Not that that would have fixed anything, but I feel like not enough people talk about this. In my opinion, it was one of the scummiest things he's done to Rigby, especially because it was one of his best moments and was not at all deserving of it. Another sin I want to talk about from Mordecai is, in my opinion, genuinely one of the worst things he's done, and that's not forcing Rigby to change his name back from Trash Boat. I'm dead serious. You are a horrible friend for that. If he should be getting punched for anything, it's for changing his name to Trash fucking Boat. They put his little stupid ass on the news for changing his name to that. He was the laughingstock of the whole city. Benson forced him to wear a name tag, which is fucking hilarious. I'm not even mad at that. But Mordecai was extremely reluctant to slot him $50 to help him change his name back. Granted, Rigby should be getting slandered to hell and back for this decision. I would slide him the 50, but I would literally never ever let him live it down. Letting the whole town bully the hell out of your friend before he was able to get the money to change it back, that was really messed up, yo. At the same time, dude, spending your last 50 on a name change is crazy. Yeah, mind you, he don't get paid like that. Season 1, he couldn't even afford $1.50 cake.
True. the bad financial decisions, and you let your homie make that bad financial decision.
That nigga was so hungry he was about to let Skips die and rot over some chocolate cake. That nigga was so hungry he was about to let Skips die and rot over some chocolate cake. Last thing that, again, I'm sure everyone has been waiting for me to bring up. Rigby reveals to Mordecai that he bought 2 tickets for them to go see a movie on opening night. But Mordecai declines because he already has...
Didn't he already have the tickets with Margaret?
Has 2 tickets for another movie, planning to ask Margaret out to watch it with him. This episode honestly should have ended right there with Rigby saying, damn, all right, let's just watch this movie another time. But Rigby sees Mordecai struggling to find an opportunity to ask Margaret, and he starts to damn near rizz up the panties off of Margaret. And he scores a date with her instead of Mordecai, to which he gets increasingly flustered. Mordecai then tries to sabotage this date by microwaving all of the clocks, so he doesn't know what time it is.
Yep.
Okay, this directly causes a phenomenon of which I like to refer to as regular show bullshit pacing, and they transport to another dimension while atop the microwave, to which Rigby gets on Mordecai for being extremely jealous over a girl that doesn't even know he exists. Mordecai, unable to admit this whole time he was jealous as fuck, finds it much easier to just kill Rigby, shoving him off of
kills him. Yep.
The microwave and turning him into alchemy dust. He is able to revert this change and also redo the whole day after being berated by Father Tom for being jealous as shit and also microwaving clocks. Who does that? In the end, he got to redo everything. But honestly, I have no words for this one. Except for the next few minutes of words I have for this one. In my opinion, it's about as low as you can get in terms of what either of them have done to each other. And the only thing that comes close is the soul ball and the chocolate cake. The fact that it's over a girl too, dude, notice that when a girl is involved, Mordecai get more impulsive than Rigby as a dude. And I'm sure this
when it comes to a girl, Mordecai gets really fucking dumb. Like, it's actually bad.
Affects women as well, but I'll let women speak for women. As a dude, nothing exposes you and your character more than a girl that is your type, that you're in love with, that you're attracted to. You realize just how out of your control all of this is, and it really provokes men to act all types of disgusting ways. It's as if their ego is bruised and their very manhood is challenged or insulted in some way, when in reality they are just an insecure child. This is why dudes will slime each other over some girl that's probably playing the both of them like some bongos, or while simply telling a man no can put a woman in danger and or be subject to some nasty words. I feel like a man's ego is one of the sole biggest causes of death ever. And here we see Mordecai so infatuated with this girl. On impulse, he's sliming his day one since kindergarten over a girl he's hardly had any.
And he won't ask out on a date. The one you're afraid to ask out on a date, you killed your mans for it.
Interaction with. This is a cartoon, but that's realer than real life. But I don't know, maybe I'm just looking too deep into things. Either way, Rigby is a total douche for knowingly and effortlessly, but knowingly bagging the girl that his best friend is crushing.
Yeah, trolling that hard, it's you can't troll too hard, bro. It get to a point. It really do. It get to a point where like, all right, nigga, enough trolling. You about to piss me off.
On heavy. I feel like most people forget that. Not that it justifies Mordecai's actions here, but it is a very ugly episode for both of them.
Yep. Conclusion.
Rigby is the most selfish character in this whole series. The LeBron James of selfishness. But Mordecai, I don't know. I don't exempt Rigby from the really stupid things he's done, especially because he's a grown-ass man. You know, he's 23 years old, pouring gasoline on a fire to put it out.
Yeah, dumbass. I ain't gonna lie. If he knew it would have killed him and still did it, I would have felt like he was worse. But he didn't know it was gonna kill him. He just pushed him off. So I feel like what Rigby did was worse because he knew the intent behind it and still he knew. Wait, he knew pushing him off the microwave would have killed him? How the hell did he know? He said, I'll kill you. Saying I'll kill you and then pushing someone isn't knowing that they'll literally die though.
American education system has failed this nigga in ways previously thought to be impossible. But I guess, because I've come to expect dumb shit from Rigby, since frame one, I'm not as bothered by it. Mordecai usually being the smarter, more responsible one and doing some of the stuff he's done bothers me more, but realistically they are both more or less even. If you ask me, I don't think it gets worse than the soul ball. I'm sorry, I don't even think the fake letter comes close.
True, I'm not gonna lie, that nigga really sold their souls because the ball looked cool.
Top 3 worst things: killing Rigby, soul ball, and letter or chocolate cake. I'm not sure. I'm sure I've missed a few things here and there, as regular show has hundreds of episodes across 8 seasons. But the important thing to take away from this video is, despite what they've done to each other, Mordecai tanked 50 pounds of eggs to save Rigby. All right, Rigby was right by his side almost every time Mordecai was having girl issues, which was a lot of times. Mordecai saved Rigby and the gang from a 1,000-pound bit. Did that nigga just house me? Mordecai was very supportive of Rigby going back to school too. Even though when Rigby first expressed that he wanted to go back to school, Mordecai said that it wasn't a good idea because this friendship wouldn't work if they were both smart.
Oh,
what I'm trying to get at here is they are ride or die as fuck. Even though they've, actually tried killing each other, they would kill for each other. And I think that, and I think that's pretty cool. I hope the Lost Tapes is good. I'm making this video before it releases. I don't know when I'll drop, but I'll maybe make a follow-up video on Lost Tapes if you guys enjoy this one. But anyways, that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.
I'm not gonna lie, it was some good talking points. Good talking points. Hey, man. In conclusion, both these niggas suck. Real shit. But shout out to Tunari, bro. I'm actually gonna subscribe because I fuck with the video. I usually watch a video first and see like how they describe things and then like that, and then I'll subscribe after. It was definitely worth the time. Shout out to Tunari and W video, man.